this weekend, Colin Kaepernick had his NFL workout, and there were a lot of stories about this. They said that sources said that Jay-Z was very disappointed in Colin and his behavior during the tryouts. Well, Jay-Z's Rock Nation put out a tweet, and I just want to read it word for word. It says, a source at Rock Nation tells us Jay-Z hasn't spoken to any sources.
That's funny. Super funny. That's a good
that
one.
was hilarious.
So facts,
you know,
man.
for you, why are we so quick to believe sources?
Yeah.
And why are we so quick to empower blogs and online news media that people start themselves without any credibility? So weird.
It
I feel like
sucks.
if reputable media can't even give the facts properly, what makes you believe that like a random blog on Instagram is telling the truth?
Right.
Like we watch
And we
these
go with it.
major reputable news outlets and we're like, that's correct. And sometimes their facts are off. We're looking at it like that is not correct.
Because people
So
want to
many-
talk. People are just naturally nosy. People want to talk. The thing is with this situation, with the Colin Kaepernick situation, is that, and I've said this before, I think I said this last week, we don't know all the details. We don't know everything. And sometimes we don't know the details for our good. Jay-Z has never really, when he did speak, he spoke while he was in a news conference and people didn't like it. So now that he's not speaking, people don't like it. And sometimes you just got to let things work itself out for a reason.
I have a crazy idea.
What is it?
Shouldn't it somewhat be illegal
Yeah.
to be a source without them saying who you are? I feel like if you feel bold enough to speak up about it, let your name be known.
Yep.
Say who you are. Who is source? That seems so cowardly.
Well, you
to
can
me.
hit the...
It's just
you can-
cowardly.
You can hit the person that is reporting the source. Like, if you feel like defamation of character or things like that, then you can go to the actual, say, the media
How can we do
outlet or
that,
something.
though? How can we do that? Because I feel like...
You put
listen,
a cease and desist.
I know, but I feel helpless, honestly. You go on YouTube, you see so many stories
Terrible.
about each and every
Terrible.
one of us. They're so far from the truth. But what really sucks is they've got like 1 million to 2 million views. And I feel like the more divisive, the more like devious it is,
Evil.
right? The more views they get.
Yeah.
So how can these people who do this, how can they get some consequences?
Like, held
because
responsible.
Yes.
they need to be held responsible because
your face.
they're ruining some people's lives out there.
yeah.
And defamation
And
of character.
They don't remember we have families.
We have
kids,
lives.
We have lives.
And we have situations that affect our future. I remember when I was going through my divorce, it was insane to me that blogs were painting word by word scenarios that was actually adding fuel to the fire in which we were trying to put out. We were trying to move amicably in a way that would promote us to be happy. But when you hear and read things, you think that that person is doing a little trick on you, and then you have lawyers that are feeding things in your ears like, see, you got to do something.
True.
What are you going to do back? And it's so evil and disgusting that literally I have actually completely turned away from blogs and like I've unfollowed, I re-corrected all of my algorithms so I don't even see any type of gossip or news. And I learned that you have an algorithm in your mind. When you click on something and when you deposit it, you will start to actually, your brain has this thing called RAS and it actually plays over. So if you say to yourself like, I'm not good enough, you will see reasons why you're not good enough. Constantly.
Every day.
If you click on gossip, you will constantly see that fade of BS all the time. So you have to control your algorithm and control your actions to clean your mind of clutter.
Well, I think I do want to say, I do think that there are some good blogs, and I think that there are some bad blogs. And I'm going to tell you why. I know I can only speak for, I think, people of color blogs. For a long time, we weren't allowed into mainstream white media. Like, we don't get picked up a lot. Like, shout out to people.com because y'all picked up Okay Magazine can be, you know what I mean? But
Alternative
it's
press is
like, we
another one
do
I
need
respect.
press. In order to keep our show on, we need press. So I can't dog all of the blogs, but there are some blogs who's just ridiculous, and sometimes
they're negative.
you have to stand up and you have to say, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yes.
You know, and
Tell us who your sources are. That's all I'm saying.
But I don't want to diss all blogs. There are some good blogs.